Welcome to the House of the Hammer, built by the nation for the nation. Welcome to Raider Nation News today. Hope everybody's having a great Wednesday evening wherever you guys are at. Y'all know the routine, and if you don't, I'm gonna learn you real quick. Break them thumbs, hammer that sub, smash the bell to stay up to date with all your Raiders news, rumors, updates, live streams, and reactions. Salute, salute, salute. Lumpy shark doo 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 doo. Lumpy shark doo 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 doo. Been a minute, bro. Hope you're doing well. Dyson, what's good? We should have that up momentarily. Demotes on the $2 super already, starting it early. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let me see if I can get the. There we go. I think it wasn't highlighted. Do we have it? Do we have it? It's still not coming up. I don't know why. I could try something, but I'll try it later. Hope everybody's doing well. We do have a lot to talk about. Antonio Pierce will be stepping to the podium momentarily, but let me get this chat highlight working. If it doesn't, I'm not going to be too thrilled about this live tonight. We're going to try to be on, probably do an hour, depending on how long it takes for Coach Pierce to take to the podium. We do have the floating emojis up here. I know you guys love that stuff. But yeah, for some strange reason, the chat highlight's not working. So it is what it is. I appreciate y'all. Let's get into it. We do have a lot of things to discuss and talk about tonight, and I'm here for it. Let's get the rundown up. So a lot of news around the NFL. So let's get into that before Coach Pierce takes to the podium. Patriots have traded Matt Judon to the Falcons. It was a prolonged contract stalemate. We see the contract issues right now that are going on with the New York Jets and Hassan Reddick. He is yet to report and pretty much will not report until he gets the money he thinks he deserves. So as it stands right now, Judon was traded to the Falcons earlier today in exchange for a 2025 third-round pick. Judon and the Falcons have not worked out a new contract as of yet, but he is set to make $6.5 million this coming season. So congratulations to him. I did hear a couple of different rumblings from other media outlets about Judon potentially being traded. And it happened within about 24 hours of me hearing these reports. It happened today. So good for him. We got more news around the NFL, and salute to everybody that's coming on in. I appreciate each and every single one of y'all. Let's celebrate their 5th super on a live stream. Evil Demokes with a $2. Appreciate you, bro. Again, I don't know why I can't highlight right now, but we'll figure it out when we figure it out. So, you guys know we just had our first preseason game in Minnesota against J.J. McCarthy and the Vikings. Well, that was fairly quick for J.J. McCarthy. He is officially done for the season following a surgery to repair his meniscus. And if you thought that was bad, they went down again with another injury earlier today. Wide receiver Jordan Addison left practice with a potentially serious leg injury. There's been no further updates as it pertains to Addison, the second-year receiver. This is definitely a huge shock right now. These guys are dropping like flies. Luckily, it's not our guys. So realistically, not our monkey, not our circus. In other NFL news, there have been a couple other things that have gone on throughout the day today. Per Coach John, never mind. Coach Pierce is up. We got something new and innovative for y'all tonight, too.
AP, for you, could you talk about what you thought of practice this far through camp? Are you happy? Are you on track where you thought you would be? Would you classify up to this point your thoughts and expectations?
Yeah, I mean, we're getting a lot of good stuff out there. We're getting a lot of reps. If you include preseason game 1, we're close to like 1,000 reps right now. So a lot of film to evaluate our roster, obviously our quarterback play, but I think just everything that we're building on from an offensive standpoint, being able to implement so much because of the team peers has really helped us evaluate our team. And I think speed up our offense, that growth, because you got so much film to go over. Then you have walkthrough and correction. So I like where we're headed as a coaching staff and the way we've been able to spoon feed our players and not give them so much at a time and allow them to make plays.
What's the importance for the team and for the franchise to be able to practice in front of tens of thousands of people here tonight?
No, this is great. I mean, got to thank Sandra and her department and our whole organization putting this together. I mean, I think this is huge to obviously make this home field advantage for us. And there's a lot of people that can't come to our home games because of the price, obviously. This is a great opportunity for us to get in front of our fans. Their energy, their passion, their love for the game, that really inspires our guys, right? That gets them going. And in the training camp, kind of these dog days here, we're in a month in the training camp. I mean, these guys are excited. They got on the bus early. We left early from the facility. Guys are excited to get over here because it's different when you play in front of your fans, right? And then more importantly, they got their family here as well. So one thing we talked about as a team is creating that home field advantage. And it starts with our fans and obviously our play.
You guys have got mics on either side here, so just raise your hand.
What have been your impressions of Madison so far this camp and also on Saturday?
Of who?
Alexander Madison.
Oh, no, I think he's a pro's pro. He's been in the system. I think that's the best part about it. The language he's familiar with, the concepts, the scheme of how to play and how to run the wide zone. It's been really good to help out Zamir and Amir, those gentlemen who've been in different systems. But he's been steady Eddie. You know what I mean? You just watch him, like, maybe it's not flashy to the eye, but he's consistent. He's checking all the boxes from his alignments, assignments. He's accountable. You can trust him on third down for protection, and pretty good out the backfield as well.
Antonio, obviously it's not a game, but for you to be the head coach now, to get in the locker room again, to get on the field again, is there like a different feeling now that you have this job, it's going forward and start of a new season for you?
Yeah, it was really exciting even last week in preseason one to get out there and get back in the groove and like all of us, dip our toe in the water and then we got to jump in the water and go out there and get after it. And I think there was so much learning and teaching tape off of last week's film for our players, for our coaches, for myself, for a lot of situational football. We got a lot of great examples of that to work on. And I think it's even better here at home. We got 8 games here in the regular season, and our goal is to win every one, obviously, right? And we want to really create season one to get out there and get that black hole going again. So for me, it's huge to really set the tone for our staff and our team of what we want to look like at home.
Okay, Antonio, you've talked about how Max wrecks practices with the way he goes, and he only knows one speed. And he talked yesterday a little bit about it as well, having been taken off the practice field. How fine is that line between getting him ready to go, but also getting in some good learning and good teaching for the offense, too, without him, like you said, wrecking practice?
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult when you have a player of his magnitude, the way he practices, the effort. I mean, that's where he gets you at. When our guys get tired and everybody in the league, it happens to them, and all of a sudden on play 6, here comes Max. But I think when we're doing things as a team, certain things we just got to get off, right? There's certain plays we want to see, and sometimes you got to pull them off on those plays to get the look for the offense. I mean, he is that type of player now in his career where when he makes up his mind, he's unblockable. And I think he understands that. We understand that. There's a fine line, you're right. But the one thing about Max I don't worry about is his conditioning and if he's ready to ever play a game. So the most important thing me and Max talked about, though, was depth, right? Max has played over 1,000 snaps each and every year in his career. We got to be smart. Max has to be smart as he gets older. We need that Tyree Wilson. We need those Robinsons, the Malcolm Kuntzes of the world to really step up. And the only way you feel that pressure when you don't have 98 on the field. Now it's got to be next man up mentality. And I think he's bought into that as well.
Antonio, you came up as an undrafted free agent. I know you're keeping a wide lens on this team, obviously, but do you keep an eye on that particular group? And is there anybody that's popped for you from that group?
Yeah, I mean, every year you got 3 to 5 guys that just kind of pop up, right? It's just like, man, check this guy out. And I say Will Putnam, center, he's done a really good job for us. We got some other guys, linebackers. Amari's done a really good job. Amir's done a really good job as far as just stepping up, being physical. But I think overall, these guys, they'll get more opportunities at the beginning of the preseason. It's tough, especially when you're playing your starters like we are, and we're playing our guys, and we're going to do it again this week. For those guys to get the reps. But I think more importantly, you look at the guys that, listen, if they don't make the roster, if we put them on a practice squad, is that somebody that we feel like we can develop in a year or two, they become a player?
Antonio, on the second half of the season last year, the team really stepped it up under your guidance, especially on defense, and you actually became part of the storyline in terms of your job, people chanting your name. You remember the last game of the year, and I'm wondering, this year, is there some kind of storyline or some rallying point that you sense that the team is going to take to get to that next level after the second half of last year?
Yeah, I think, and we hit it on training camp, what some of our players did. They're reading headlines of what the media is saying and predicting of our record and what they think of our defense and coaches and players. And, I mean, they're taking that to heart. And I think, we got to go out there and obviously produce and change that narrative. But I think that'd be one of the storylines. I think these guys, and I know for myself, we're tired of losing. This organization wants to be consistent. We want to be in the hunt for the playoffs and then have an opportunity to win the division and get that lottery ticket to play in the playoffs to get to the Super Bowl. So that's our goals, like every team, the other 31 teams in the National Football League. But I think this team is hungry to really prove what we did in the last 9 games, especially that last month, wasn't a fluke.
AP went into the strategy to bring Peterman in.
One more time.
Bringing Peterman, what was behind that?
Competition. There's more competition in the quarterback room.
You said starters will play this week. Devontae last night said he'd choose not to if it was up to him. Will there be a conversation, or do you think that it's kind of his point in his career would be up to him?
No. If you're healthy, you'll play.
Something that we saw yesterday was Trayvon Merrick. He got an interception. Obviously, the safeties, they've been getting a lot of interceptions, getting their hands on the ball. What have you seen from that group just in total, and what you've liked?
Just consistent play. I'm going to go to their position coach. I think Gerald Alexander has done a great job communicating, demanding, earning their respect, and more importantly, putting what we talk about in the meeting rooms, on the grass, and individual, and then watching those guys then do it in team periods. Trayvon stood out the other day in the game. If you watched him tackle, come down from the second level, it was impressive. I mean, it was bang, bang, the guy was down, and did a good job at filling the alley. You're starting to see what I think we all hoped for when we drafted him a few years back, that dominant presence. And I think, he's physical, but I think the one thing we all got excited about was his ball hawking ability. And he's shown that throughout camp. He has the range, he has the size. The sky's the limit for him. And I think he's now started to understand, like what we saw with Malcolm Kuntz at the end of the season. He's really found his niche, and he's very comfortable in his own skin.
AP, obviously you believed in DJ Glaze, but are you a little bit pleasantly surprised at how far he's come in camp?
Yeah, the only word I can say for him is consistent. He just, he had some other snaps, but he had one snap in the game I know we all wish we'd take back, right? The first one in the third quarter, guy gets inside move on him, he gives up a sack. Other than that, you're talking about somebody that's been sticky, consistent, alignment, assignment, his technique is it's every day. It starts in practice, and then we get in the game, and it happens in the game, and he's going against Max and Malcolm and Tyree, and it just shows up. Now, he's going to get beat. He's a rookie. He's going to go through some growing pains, but very impressive just to see his growth and development, but more importantly, how consistent he's been each and every day. That's hard for rookies to do.
Antonio, there's been some coaches that have kind of indicated this week that despite all the work that's gone into kickoffs and all the figuring out things, that maybe in the end you just end up saying, you know what, let's just kick it through the end zone, take the 30-yard touchback. Has that been part of your conversation? How much do you want to kind of see how it plays out the rest of the way before you make a decision like that? And maybe do you think you guys have an edge on special teams with the guys that you have? And then real quick, unrelated to that, but Thayer left practice yesterday. Any update on him?
Yeah, Thayer, dealing with the finger. We'll see how that goes. He won't be at practice today, so we'll be smart with him. Obviously, that's been something that's been bothering him for a while. Regarding the kickoffs, I like our kickoff coverage team. We did that last year when I took over. If you remember, we covered kicks, we returned punts, we returned kickoff returns. I think that's an advantage where we spend so much time in practice. We got 4 periods a day on special teams. We really like the guys that we got covering. We think we have an advantage there, especially with our kicker. I know last week wasn't the way we wanted to go, but where we've been placing it in practice has been pretty consistent. And we figured, look, you're talking about the 30-yard line, but we can get those guys in between the 20 and 25. That's a win for us, especially with our defense.
Antonio, you had mentioned Colton Miller and Jackson Powers could be next week. I know in Colton's case, he should be ready, right? In terms of the veteran type deal. But with Jackson, there's some time that has been lost. So you kind of get into that point where it becomes uncertain in terms of starting the season with him.
Yeah, well, some good news is we took him off PUP today. Okay. Right, he's off PUP. He'll be at practice day. He'll be limited, and like everything else, man, we got to ramp him back up. So he has a few weeks. We got a few weeks before the game to sit there and say he'll probably be a starter day one. Probably not. But I think it's always smart with rookies not to rush them. First of all, just like we talked about DJ, it's the learning curve. It's getting in there, getting back into practice shape, then game shape. So he has a ways to go, and I think he's done a good job off to the side on his own. Now he's back. He's off PUP. We're excited to have him back.
Anything more, guys? Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, AP.
All right, guys, there you have it. Coach Antonio Pierce with his presser. Appreciate each and every single one of y'all that have pulled up. If you haven't already, break them thumbs, hammer that sub, smash a bell. You guys see it, 26 away from 9K. Tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend. Thought we would do it a little different tonight as it pertained to the presser. In regards to, like you guys saw me very, very small in the corner. I think that might be the new wave when we do it from here on out. You guys let me know what you think. You heard what he had to say in regards to Tay. Tay did the presser last night and pretty much was like he hadn't played in a preseason game since 2016. Yeah, bud, you might be playing for a series this coming Saturday night. So stay tuned for that. We'll see the talks. Well, not really. We won't, but there will be something to be said behind closed doors, and we probably will see a little bit of Tay. Hopefully, we shall see. Moving on, you guys saw the thumbnail. We heard the announcement. For those that are under a rock, Paul Gutierrez of ESPN reported on Sunday that the starting quarterback should be announced after this coming Saturday's game, preseason game against the Dallas Cowboys. I know a lot of people have been up and down. A lot of people have made their thoughts and sentiments about this, who they think should be the starting quarterback for the Raiders. And I've said this to you guys before. I have been nervous from the standpoint, like, for me, the quarterback position is the one part that I was most concerned about going into this season, going through training camp, going through this preseason. JPJ is back. JPJ is back. But you just heard what AP said. Is he a starter? No, not yet, I guess. But again, I understand you're coming off an injury. You just got taken off the PUP list. It's going to take a little bit of time. Mumford had an injury, apparently a finger. He'll be back. He didn't say it was anything catastrophic or anything serious compared to the news I just gave to you guys with the Minnesota Vikings. Again, J.J. McCarthy's out for the season. Surgery to repair a torn meniscus. Wide receiver, Jordan Addison, went out of practice with a serious leg injury. There's no other further details on that. Shout out to Graf. I see Big Bro's in the building. Salute, salute, salute. I'm sorry for some strange reason right now. I can't highlight, which you guys know I always highlight as much, and I don't know, for some strange reason, everything else wants to work tonight, but that doesn't. It is what it is. We do have other news to talk about as it pertains to our Raiders, and some very interesting news that came out about 3 hours ago. This I'm still kind of puzzled by, and you guys see it on the screen. Let's go to rundown 2. There it is. So, the Las Vegas Police Protective Association sent the Las Vegas Raiders a message about the team's new rules to enter the stadium. The Raiders could lose the city's police protection if the team doesn't abide by the police department's request. Per Andrew Garcia of USA Today, the police union objects to the NFL's new security policy for the 2024 season. The league is requesting game day staff submit biometric data in an app before they can enter Allegiant. So that also includes police detail that's on duty for sporting events. The police are especially wary of the facial ID they must upload to the app, and this is why they're objecting. Obviously, the police union is backing them. I really think this is the only team I've heard about this, but of course, we're the Raiders, so shit happens. But president of the Las Vegas Police Protection Association, Steve Graham, has made a statement about the changes, emphasizing that the heart of the issue for the union is that collecting this information from staff is such a manner could lead to the data falling into hands of people who are anti-cop that support a different agenda than what law and order supports. It's very, very interesting. I guarantee they will have this sorted out within the next few weeks. Again, we do have our first home preseason game this coming Saturday against the Cowboys. We will be live play-by-play again. Kickoff is at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific time. So we will be on 7:45 Pacific time, 9:40. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm doing that wrong. 6:45 Pacific time, 9:45 Eastern time. This coming Saturday night. You guys are not going to want to miss it. So make sure to stay up to date. Break them thumbs. Hammer that sub. Y'all know the deal. But make sure to pull on up. Show your support. We're back. We're doing the games like we never left. And you guys already know who's going to be there with me. So stay tuned for that. Moving on. This is another one that kind of... I think for a lot of people that are in this chat right now, you guys will probably say you're not surprised by this. But this article came out from Sports Illustrated about 4 hours ago. And you guys see it on the rundown. Raiders' big 3 offensive weapons, incredibly disrespected. Yeah, disrespected didn't get to show up on there. But CBS Sports' Tyler Sullivan recently ranked the NFL's top 10 two receivers, running back trio for 2024. And our Raiders, Zeus, Devontae, and Jacoby Myers did not make the cut. I'm going to ask you guys in the chat first before we talk about it a little bit more, why you think we would not be in that top 10 list right now with that trio. Curious to hear what you guys have to say. And again, I apologize for this not working right now, the chat highlight. This has me pissed off because I love being able to highlight, and I'm going back and forth. Tay needs the reps right now. He does. He's got to get some work in. I don't like seeing guys like this because, look, the one thing is, and we've seen this where players have reported to camp late, what have you, or come in just before the start of the season. Some weird-ass injury happens, and then they're put on the shelf for a little bit. No, Fred, it's not because of the quarterbacks. The reason that we were not put in this top 10 trios in the NFL is because of Zeus, believe it or not. Well, I think some people would believe that, but look, last year he started 4 games for the Raiders in his second year with us. He rushed for 145 yards on Christmas night against the Kansas City Chiefs. He had rushed for over 100 yards in 2 of those 4 games that he started. This guy definitely has some promise. He's an up-and-coming back in the league. But of course, as usual, this is the same thing when it comes to the media and these so-called experts that love to find ways to shit on us or not put us in top categories in any way, shape, or form. We do see the NFL 100 a couple of weeks ago came out. Max Crosby was ranked 10th. That was voted on by his peers. Number 1 was Tyreek Hill. I don't know if you guys saw the video I put up on IG with Mahomes throwing a fit about it, but like this is how it's always going to be, man. Like, we will forever be public enemy number 1, and really until we, not us, but our Raiders can just shut the critics up until we can win another Super Bowl, it's going to continue to be like this, unfortunately. And it sucks. It hurts for me to say that to you guys, but we know how this goes, realistically. We heard Antonio Pierce. We've already been on for 23 minutes. That was a pretty quick presser. And look, I'm glad it was quick. We know that they had the open practice tonight at Allegiant. I saw Taino in the chat. Salute to him. I believe Mitch is out there. Chugs is out there. Nick, the guy that won the giveaway the other day, I know he should be there. I should have sent him a message to take plenty of pictures while he was there. But yeah, it seemed to be a great thing that the Raiders did, especially for the fans and family members being out there as well. I'm definitely disappointed I wasn't able to be out there, but you know what? Life happens and it is what it is. You could say we, Hammer. We feel you. Appreciate you, Fred. Once the Raiders just win, they will shut up the criticism. Solomon, that's a fact, man. I'm just going to say cider. Just give into the darkness. There you go. Trap God, what's good, bro? Another one. I feel like I haven't seen you in a minute. Hope all is well. Dan said that goes way back to the 70s. Absolutely does. It absolutely does. But it's gotten so old. I know there's probably a bunch of you in here that are older than me. So, like, I'm saying it's getting old, but y'all have been dealing with it longer than I have. And it's a shitty situation. It sucks to feel this way year in, year out when it comes to the media. But you come to me, you come to Graph, you come to Wasted. We are real. We don't sugarcoat shit. And we don't create the false narratives that people seem to enjoy doing, whether they're writers or doing media in other ways, shape, or forms. Like, we have people from different places within that organization, whether it's media or people that work for player personnel or players themselves. Like, but we do get information. We give you the proper information. We don't do any reckless type of shit, and it'll never be like that amongst us. Like, I can guarantee you that, most definitely. I'm concerned about Tyree. He didn't show any improvement. Look, it was one preseason game. It was one preseason game. It's really, I've seen a lot of people already that have been in the Raiders YouTube chats. Oh, Tyree's a bust. Da 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 da. It was a preseason game. RELAX. Relax. We talked about players that really did not stand out. Those third, fourth string guys on the offensive line, those guys were scary. Pete letting Brown take that shot, like his blind side, bruh. Let's not do this whole thing with Tyree right now, right? Let's get into the season. Let's see what he's capable of doing during the regular season. But those that, oh, we wasted a draft pick, he's a bust, da-da-da-da-da. Stop. Please stop. And you guys can say I'm saying that because, oh, Hammer's the one that called it. Hammer's the one that said that we were going to draft Tyree. Give it some time, y'all. Give it some time. Again, it was a preseason game. Like, I swear, some people, and I'm not saying you guys, but like some of the people talking about these preseason games, it's like, oh, the Bills got dog walked. Like, okay, and it's preseason. Like, you act like you get a Lombardi trophy or even a participation trophy for winning in the preseason. It ain't that serious. The Vikings hadn't won a game in the preseason for quite some time. They beat us on Saturday. Oh, well. It's the preseason. Shit don't matter. Shit don't count. These are tune-ups. These are guys that are continuing to develop and learn the things that they have been learning throughout training camp. So we can't sit here and do that shit. Every fruit doesn't ripen on the tree at the same time. Ooh, elite. I like that. Armando checking in from Tijuana. What up, bro? Hope you're doing well, man. Everybody old in this piece. Damn, Nomad. That's terrible. Here we go. I see two of them. Oh, he's a bust. Okay. Cool. McCarthy is out for the year. Addison, we don't know yet, but it was a serious leg injury. Like, all I see from Raider press comment section is same story, new season, nasty work upon our fan base. Lakey, what up, Boost? Yeah, you're right. I'm not old. I'm in my prime youngster. Oh my God, I can't with y'all. Elise says she like a fine wine. All right, you know what? We're almost at 30 minutes. Like I said, the presser was quick. We actually got through the news that we were going to be talking about around the league and the news that pertain to us. I'm going to do this, and I'm up for it for a little bit if you guys are. I'll make sure Do Not Disturb is turned off. Oops, I got to plug it into the other thingy. No diddy. Our depth looked bad. Yeah, those third and fourth strings are the ones that scared us the most, and I can't remember who it was. It was either Sanjeet or it was Scout, but they put a circle, like they put a post up on Twitter, like circling the guys that are going to, like the linemen, the depth chart of the linemen that are going to make it, and then the ones on the outside of that circle are not. And yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. 112 in the chat. Word. Come on, y'all. And we are 23 away. 2-3, one of my lucky numbers. 23 away from 9K. Trade for Prescott. Here we go. Prescott's not going anywhere. He's going to get that contract extension with Dallas. I just spoke to a couple of people about that over the last day or two. And I might have a guest on to do a matchup preview. Dude that he's a content creator, but he's a content creator on TikTok. He's a diehard Cowboys fan. I'm going to try to link with him tomorrow and see if we can potentially set up a matchup preview for Friday. So stay tuned for that. It is on the well, it's not going to be on the screen, but it's in the chat if you guys want to call in. 347-471-0361. Call into the SeatGeek Vault line. You could ask your questions. We could talk about the presser. We could talk about this upcoming matchup. We can hear your thoughts about this quarterback battle right now. Your guys' thoughts, your guys' feelings about it. I'm here for it. Vault line is open though. Again, for whatever strange ass reason tonight, I can't highlight the chat. I did try doing something else to get it to work, and it seemed to not do what I wanted it to do. So we're gonna have to run without highlighting you guys tonight. And I sincerely apologize for that because I've had this set up for the last couple hours. I've been ready to go from the moment I got the notification that the presser was going to be at 8:30 my time. I was like, oh, perfect. I guess we're going live tonight. And now, of course, technology is a bitch. And for whatever reason, again, I can't get the chat highlight to work. And I'm clicking on it with you guys above me because I do have my TV is up here with you guys in the chat. And it's acting super weird right now. 22, y'all. I got the Farva fever. Yo, spread the word, guys, especially my mods. You guys have been doing a phenomenal job, and it has been something that I really had not used for quite some time. I had the one bot that was kind of holding things down. But, ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to bring the heat with Elite. What's good?
What's going on, Hammer? Good evening. What's happening?
Nada. How you doing?
I missed it. I'm doing my best. I can't complain. I missed the presser. I forgot they had those evening practices going on, so I don't know what he was talking about, but I did hear you say JPJ came off the pup, and that is lovely to hear. If he was going to have any chance of being a week one starter, he had to be in practice this week, even if he doesn't necessarily play on Saturday, but he needed to practice this week. But I wanted to hit on I don't want to talk. I do, but I don't want to talk about the quarterback because I did that last time. But I just wanted to talk about Tay because Tay is just such big news. Anytime he opens his mouth, he's just the talk of the town now. Do anybody find it interesting to see that he came out of his shell as a Raider as compared to a Packer? He's really that dude now who wants to talk and throw his weight around.
My thing
how do you feel about that, Hammer?
My thing is from the time he was in Green Bay, he was a leader. He was an absolute leader. And now he has more of a role of a leader because normally we know that the quarterback normally is the main leader of any team, right? We don't really have that yet. O'Connell's going into his sophomore year. He's not that leader yet. So I think when it comes to voices of the locker room, it's Max and it's Tay. And my thing is, I love honestly, I really love to hear Tay talk when it comes to the pressers because he doesn't shy away from shit. And he'll shut shit down real quick. If this rumor was said or da-da-da-da-da, he shuts that shit down and puts it to rest very, very quickly. And you don't have guys that are like that anymore. That's the one thing because a lot of these guys are afraid to really address the media. So I'm good with what he said, but this thing yesterday with the presser with him saying he hasn't played in a preseason game in 8 years and he doesn't really expect to play this coming Saturday. Of course, one of these reporters, I'm going to say this nicely, but one of these reporters pretty much went and snitched during the presser and brought it to AP's attention. So now AP and Tay are going to have that conversation, that uncomfortable conversation, probably within the next, probably now, honestly, probably right now. But,
they probably had that thing right
he walked out
practice.
he probably walked out of the press room and was like, yo, Tay, the fuck you mean you're not playing on Saturday? Said if everybody's healthy, if you're healthy, you're playing. If you're healthy, you're playing. And look, even if it's a series, I don't give a shit. But we saw all the other weapons we have on offense, minus Tay last week. I want to see Tay out there for at least a series. I really do.
Yeah, I do too. I think, but I don't know why Tay said he has not played since what he say, 16? He a damn lie. He played the first year. He played at least one snap the first preseason with McDaniels.
I wish we could Google. I wish we could Google this to find out for sure. We'll try to find some tape.
Oh, I remember it. No, I remember. I got a mind like an elephant, baby. I know what he did. He played a snap though. They ran the ball and he got off of the field. You know what I'm saying? If he plays, I'm sure he'll dress and he'll be out there. I don't think he's going to play. I think he's going to play a couple of snaps. I really, really do think he's only going to play a couple of snaps. Man. I don't think nobody wants to rock the boat. I don't think, even though AP is stern and he don't take no shit, I still don't think he gives his superstar a little bit of leeway to be able to, like, he's going to suit up. I will be surprised if we don't see him in shoulder pads come Saturday night. I think he's going to play, but he's just not going to play, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
That's kinda how I see
I
that.
really hope that is the case. Again, like we don't need any type of distractions, don't need any type of divide within the locker room. We saw enough of that shit last year with the dictator that was Josh McDaniels. Like, I think everybody at this point, I believe that we are on the same page. I think they are on the same page, and we just get through this game, and then we have San Fran next weekend. Regular season's right around the corner, and I can't wait.
Right around the corner. Ooh, I get goosebumps just talking about it. And another thing, before I roll up out of here, DJ Glaze. I remember on draft night, people was going in on that pick. It was a reach. It was this. And people can go look on my Twitter timeline. I put on there, if you watch the film on Glaze, he has tremendous footwork. He is a cerebral tackle. He's not going to overwhelm you with power and all this shit, but what he does have is extremely long arms, and he knows how to use angles. All right? Anytime you got an offensive lineman who's smart enough to make his job easier by using his opponent's moves, and it's like basketball to a certain extent. You have to be able to use the person's leverage against them, and that's what he's been showing, and I see why he's having success. And I remember on draft night, I said, just because you ain't familiar with his game don't mean shit on the pick, because there are things and attributes that he has that are tremendous. When you look at his Senior Bowl tape, he was kicking all those top edges' asses. All of them. And what he was doing was literally boxing them out, a front-faced box out. Used to be a shell drill that you do in hoop. And, you know, and when the ball goes up, you look to the person's face and then you step around. He does that drill without the box out in hoop, but he does it forward-facing and with his hands. And his footwork is like tap dancing. He can shadow, he can mirror the fucking lineman very, very well. I'm happy that for the first time in a long time, we got two young tackles going at it who actually can play.
So you said
you know how long it's been?
You said you missed the presser. Mumford left practice with an injury. It said it was like a finger, but didn't go into detail. So I'm assuming it's nothing serious. As it pertains to JPJ being taken off the PUP list, like AP pretty much said, like, doesn't look like he doesn't believe that he'll be the starter come week 1, but we'll see.
Right.
DJ Glaze, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing him again on this offensive line this coming Saturday night, most definitely. And funny enough, shout out to Jekyll and Hyde. Excuse me. He came out with a little fun fact stat. ESPN has Tay playing in the preseason in 18, 19, and 2023. So
told you.
Him talking yesterday and him saying he hadn't played in almost 8 years is realistically bullshit. It is what it is.
All right, Hammer. I'm not gonna hold up tonight. The line. I know Raider Nation want to get up in here, but thank you, man. Wait, when you ready to connect and you ready to bring me in, let's just connect on like Twitter. Hit me up. I think we follow each other on Twitter.
Yep.
We'll connect, and when it's time to do that, I'm more than willing and ready to do that. I'm going to stop. I've actually created my channel. Finally, it's called The Raider Way. I'm about to be recording my first videos. Get my feet in there. I'm like, fuck it. I got to do it. I got to go. Like I said, Graph, you guys are major inspirations. And why should I just give all this information and football knowledge to my husband? I got to give it to the world.
Get to work, girl. You better start getting to it. Now's the best time. Let's go.
For sure. All right, man. I'm going to be in the chat. Enjoying the rest of the show. Peace.
Take care. Later. Shout out to Elite, who's always bringing the heat. Much love, much respect. Appreciate you. Let's see. So I see the picture. There's a picture that Paul Gutierrez has on Twitter. Paul Gutierrez is a writer of ESPN, for ESPN rather. Almost time for the Raiders free to the public practice at Allegiant Stadium. More than 40,000 fans registered for tickets. That's amazing. That is amazing. Again, we talked about this, and this was 25 minutes ago that you put this out. Jackson Powers Johnson is off PUP list and will practice limited tonight, so he will be out there. For those that are out there, try to get a picture if you can. Antonio Pierce says Mumford will not practice tonight, and you heard me say it before. His practice ended early as he left the field and came back. Had his right finger taped after practice. Suffered a left-hand injury earlier in camp in Costa Mesa. So there's the update right now as it pertains to some of these injuries. There hasn't been anything else out there. Another one from Paul Gutierrez, who was just in the room for the presser. Coach Antonio Pierce says starters will play this week versus Cowboys. Tay said Tuesday if it was up to him, he wouldn't play in the exhibition. Pierce, if you're healthy, you'll play. And we heard that moments ago during his presser. I don't see anything else right now that he has put out there. I'm looking. I'm just trying to double check to see if anybody else had anything else to say. Any of these writers at all. Let me check with Vic. A shout out to Vic Tafer as well. I had the opportunity to do a live with him before I took the hiatus, and really solid dude. This is good. Vic puts a tweet out. Fans will vote on starting quarterback after practice. Yo, I'm done. Let's see. Yeah, there's nothing else besides, again, JPJ's off the putt list. He's been out since OTA. So, again, for him, he's got to play catch up and has to play catch up quick if he's looking to be the starting left guard for us. So, I really hope that it happens. I look forward to seeing him on the field for us. I look forward to seeing him in our starting offensive line. So we will see. All I'm saying is I'm tired of seeing Hobbs on IR. What did I seem to have missed a heated debate in the chat, I guess. Modfather Raider News, JPJ is on the field with no contact jersey on. Okay. Top beats haven't been on a lot, but I'm starting to get back to Raider football. Raider, let them know. Break them thumbs. 22 away from 9K. 22. Let's go. I'm trying to see if there's anything else from these guys right now. Nope. I think as of right now, let me check Levi. That might be the last one I need to take a look at. Let's see. I'll check Levi Edwards first. See if he had anything to say. Nope, pretty much everybody with the same thing as of right now. Pretty much what Pierce had to say at the presser and the injury report as it pertains to JPJ and Thayer Mumford as well. So we're all up to date with everything. We went through other news around the league. Matt Judon, formerly of the New England Patriots, has been traded to the Atlanta Falcons. JJ McCarthy, rookie quarterback of the Minnesota Vikings, is out for the season. Surgery to repair a torn meniscus in his knee. Jordan Addison left practice today with a serious leg injury. There's been no update on that either. And we talked about the Las Vegas PD pretty much kind of wanting to back out of paid detail pretty much for games with this new NFL policy where all personnel has to pretty much have their face scanned for identification purposes. So, Leaky, Hammer Grace Show, Oos, about to tap out. One Love Nation. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. 22 away. It's all good. Doesn't have to be tonight. It is what it is. Like, we're slowly getting this back in motion. It's been a while. I try to be on as much as I possibly can. And again, I do this for each and every single one of y'all. We will be live Saturday night, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. We're going to start 15 minutes early, so 9:45 Eastern, 6:45 Pacific time. We will be live play-by-play. It's already scheduled. It's already set up. Cowboys, Raiders, Allegiant Stadium definitely is going to be awesome. I cannot wait to do the game for you guys. And again, I'm going to try to reach out to this dude that's a diehard Cowboys fan. We'll see about doing a potential matchup preview this coming Friday. Get that done the day before the game. Why the hell not? I'm going to try to reach out to him and see what he says. Jekyll and Hyde, appreciate you, bro. Thank you. But yeah, that's about it. We can close the rundown screen. I think we've been done with that for quite some time. If you haven't already, on your way out, 3 simple things. And those new in here, get used to this because you're going to hear it quite often. Break them thumbs, hammer that sub, smash the bell to stay up to date with all your Raiders news, rumors, updates, live streams, and reactions in the house that Hammer built by the nation, for the nation, Raider Nation News Today. Continue to stay safe. Most importantly, be kind to one another. Whether COVID is around or not, you should always remember to wash your hands and your asses. And as always, win, lose, or tie, Raider Nation till I die. Till next time, y'all. And of course, as always, on my New York, peace, love, and positivity. Till next time, y'all, I'm outro.